You're watching The Bottom Line KE here on Lookuptv with me, Brian Amuai. These are the top stories tonight.
Masaa 48 kutokea kesho, kila mtu awe ametoka katika hiyo sehemu.
On The Bottom Line tonight, President William Ruto orders those living in riparian land to vacate in 48 hours as the Kenya Meteorological Department warns more flooding and landslides. Also tonight, the death toll in the Mai Mahiu flash floods hit 71 as Nakuru County government promises to cover hospital bills for survivors. And National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula approves motion to impeach Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi. And get us on our socials at Amoy Brian, that is on X at Lookuptv. The hashtag you're using tonight is The Bottom Line KE. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube. We do welcome your feedback on those particular social platforms. We'll be sampling some of it as we continue with the program tonight. What are we asking you? Well, you can send us your feedback by telling us exactly where you are watching us from and your opinion on the stories that we are running today, right? Our sign language interpreter tonight is Angel Lois. Let's start with some updates on matters floods. Now, President William Ruto now says the government has given those living along riparian land 48 hours to vacate. Now, speaking while visiting flood victims in Mai Mahiu, Nakuru County, the head of state said the government has put up measures to ensure that flood victims get the help they need, as he stressed the need to protect lives that are at risk. So far, approximately over 190,000 people have been affected by the ongoing floods. For the past few weeks, the country has been experiencing heavy rainfalls that have led to floods displacing thousands of Kenyans in different parts. As the rains continue to pound, many who have been affected are left without shelter. Speaking while visiting flood victims in Mai Mahiu, President William Ruto called on Kenyans living along riparian land to move to safer grounds.
Kuna sehemu nyingi Kenya ambayo iko na hatari kama hii inaweza kutokea. Pia sehemu hizo zote tutauliza wananchi waondoke mapema, kwa sababu ile forecast ya mvua tuko nayo ni kwamba mvua itaendelea. So na hatutaki maisha ya wananchi iwe hatarini. So tumekamilisha kama serikali kufanya mapping ya sehemu yote ambayo kuna hatari ya kutokea mafuriko ama kuna hatari ya kutokea landslide. Na kuanzia kesho tutawaambia wale wote wako katika hizo sehemu, riparian reserves na sehemu zingine, tutawasaidia kuondoka katika hiyo sehemu, ndio maisha yao isiwe hatarini na tupate tena janga kama ile tumepata hapa Mai Mahiu.
The head of state said the government has mapped different regions and will be providing details of areas that are at risk in order to save lives.
Tafadhali msiwe na haraka ya kurudi nyumbani. Serikali itaangalia maslahi yenu. Na tutatumana experts wakuje waangalie hii sehemu yenu yote. Kama tutapata maelezo kwamba jambo kama hili halitafanyika tena, basi tutawasaidia kurudi pale na kujenga manyumba yenu. Lakini vile vile kama itatokea maelezo ya kwamba hakuna uhakika ya kwamba shida kama hii haitatokea tena, tutakubaliana na nyinyi, hata kama ni kutafutia nyinyi makao mengine. Serikali itanunua hiyo makao ndio muweze kuishi mahali ambapo hamutakuwa na hatari ya kubebwa na janga kama hii tena.
President Ruto condoled with the victims who lost their loved ones in the raging floods. So far, 192,942 Kenyans have been affected, with the region bearing the burden of heavy rainfall being Nairobi, Tana River, West Pokot and Homa Bay. A total of 169 lives have so far been lost due to the floods. The mudslide in Mai Mahiu claimed 46 lives. Garissa reported 4 lives lost, while Sindo, Homa Bay, reported another 4 fatalities. 30,099 households have so far been displaced, affecting approximately 150,495 individuals. Brian Amoy, Lookuptv. Now, the death toll in the Mai Mahiu flash flood tragedy has risen to 71. And as Ian Keitani now reports, Red Cross officials spent the better part of the day combing through the bushes and rubbles, with various families still unaware of their kin's status.
More than 24 hours after the Mai Mahiu flash floods tragedy, those affected are yet to come to terms with the loss of their loved ones.
Watu waine wako mochari, sijapata wawili, sijapata waine. Na si watoto wa sister yangu, mmoja ako na wawili, huyo mwingine ako na wawili, huyo mwingine ako na mmoja, brother yangu ako na mmoja. Sasa nimeruhusu watu wazima wawili na watoto 6.
As of today, 71 people have been confirmed dead following the deadly tragedy, with rescue operations ongoing, according to South Rift Red Cross manager Felix Mayo.
We are suspecting that more bodies could be trapped in this debris. We have registered a total number of 293 displaced people. We have also recorded 84 missing persons. The number of positively identified bodies is now standing at 34.
However, several families are still in agony. Most of them are narrating what happened that fateful morning.
Nikienda kufungua mlango ndipo tutoke, maji kwa imefika, nikaanguza ukuta na tukaenda. Sasa tukienda, mimi niliokolewa huko chini Mogas na mama yangu na mtoto wangu waine akashika kimuti akaokolewa, na sister yangu mwingine tu, sisi ndio tuliokoka. Sasa tena ndivyo hawa wengine waine walipatikana kwa maiti.
The raging waters wasn't to know age or gender. Virginia Wamaitha narrating how she lost a 7-month-old baby.
Kuna kitu tuliokoa juu, hata nilikuwa na katoto kadogo kama miezi 7, nilikashika hivi. Tukashika hivi, sasa ndivyo tulienda na maji. Mtoto wangu aligongwa na kiti juu, niliona hiyo kiti nimeishika. Aligongwa na kiti, akarusha huko, nikanyang'anywa mtoto. Sasa mimi nikaenda, nilikuwa nimeshika kiti.
The affected families now pitching tent at a school in Naivasha sub-county are calling for help from the government amid more heavy rains expected.
Naomba serikali tusaidie kwa Saudi Arabia. Alikuwa ameenda kutafutia watoto wake. Warudi, awasaidie tu warudi Kenya. Kuja afunike watoto wake. Asikuje kuambiwa wangu. Bisa hii taarifa ameona. Sasa yeye anashinda akitusumbua. Na tutashinda venye tunamwambia.
Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Now, as the nation continues to experience unprecedented levels of rainfall resulting to heavy floods that have caused death and significant damage to infrastructure, now the national and county governments are stepping in to provide aid to the victims, as George Kayesi now reports.
Embu County Governor Cecile Mbariri has issued crucial advisory urging residents residing near the Tana River to relocate to safer grounds as 7 dams are at risk of flooding. These cautions follows the tragic loss of 10 lives due to the recent flooding incidents within the county.
Tunataka kuonya wananchi mambo ya landslides. Tafadhali ukiona crack karibu na boma yako, tayari tuko na shida ambayo tumekuwa reported ya Embu East area ya Embu West area ya Makengi na Kithegi. Pia Embu West, Embu East tuko na Mofo na tuko na Kamugere. Tafadhali hakikisheni kwamba kama uko mahali kuna a hill, be very careful juu ya landslides. Tokeni huko mpaka hii mvua ishe, kwa sababu ikiendelea inaweza leta hadhara kubwa sana.
As flooding wreaks havoc in various parts of the country, Kirinyaga County government has stepped in to offer aid by providing essential equipment to mitigate its impact. Deputy Governor leading the disaster response efforts has strongly advised residents to move to safer grounds.
We urge, and our governor has been emphasizing this all along, that they should desist from building on riparian lands. They should desist from building near areas which are prone to flooding, and they should move to safer grounds. They should also desist from crossing rivers, swollen rivers, driving or even attempting. They should not do that. So we continue to urge them to be careful. Those ones who are in lowlands or areas which continue to be threatened by should move to safer areas.
Transport came to a standstill in Kitanga and Mua zones following heavy rainfall as a river burst its banks, causing significant disruption of transport. Machakos Senator Agnes Kavindo has urged residents to exercise caution to prevent any potential harm.
Kwa hapa Kivani, hii barabara inatoka Kadome, inapanda Kivani, inapanda kule Mua kupitia kwa Songo na pande nyingine ya Kitanga na kuelekea Mua. Sasa hivi hii njia ni alami, mnaiona. Na mkiangalia hapa imejazwa maji na mvua na mpaka imebeba mawe, imejaa mahali hapa. Tukiangalia pande ya Mavoko, sio Kimau na hizo eneo zote zimejaa maji, watu hata hawaishi kwa manyumba yao. Naomba serikali ya county government, ile pesa ya emergency tafadhali ifanye kazi yake. Hata kama ni kuweka magunia na changarawe mpaka mvua ishe mkate barabara, fanyeni hivyo ndio watu wawe na access. Watu wa bodaboda hawafanyi kazi kwa sababu hawana barabara za kupitia. Watu wale wanafanya kazi ya vibarua, hata wale wanaenda kazini hawawezi kwenda.
George Kayesi, Lookuptv.
Now, the Kenya Meteorological Department has urged Kenyans to remain vigilant and exercise caution by moving to safer grounds as the rains are expected to continue till the end of May. As Shamila Baraza now reports, KMD has warned of mudslides and heavy flooding across the country.
As the death toll from raging floods across the country rises to nearly 170, Kenya Meteorological Department Director David Gikungi has urged Kenyans to brace themselves for more rains with heavy flooding.
30th of April 2024, the month of May will experience near average to above average rainfall. In other words, enhanced rainfall with occasional storms in several areas.
Environment and Climate Change CS Soy Panturia has condoled with the families that lost their loved ones to floods, as she urged Kenyans to move to safer places, noting that negligence of people is dragging government's efforts to combat the menace.
Let me start by offering my heartfelt condolences and to those Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, to the families, friends and relatives of fellow Kenyans that have lost their lives to the flood situation in the country.
Panturia has also urged the government to embrace technology and equip the Met Department with modern forecasting equipment.
It is therefore necessary that as a country, we continue to focus on the need to invest in early warning systems that prepare our population days, weeks, and months ahead of extreme weather events. A new legislative framework that will see the Kenya Meteorological Department become a semi-autonomous government entity as a measure of enhancing its operational efficiency. These efforts are the government's recognition of the increasing importance of early warning systems, not just disaster management, not just for disaster management, but indeed for national development.
Shamila Baraza, Lookuptv.
And that report by Shamila Baraza takes us to our first break here on The Bottom Line. Continue engaging us on our socials at Lookuptv, that is on Facebook. We'll be sampling your feedback as we continue the program tonight. We take a break. We'll be back in a few.
Open University of Kenya, which was chartered on the 3rd of August 2023, aims to revolutionize higher education by breaking down barriers such as cost, previous exam grades, and geographical location through online open learning at the comfort of your home, job, etc., thus ensuring accessibility to education for all members of the society. In a nutshell, Open University of Kenya leverages technology to deliver education.
Open University has brought a new door in the Kenya education system, where learners are able to access education in a flexible, affordable, and all-inclusive.
Intakes ongoing for May and September. For more information, call us on 0202000211 or 0202000212 or email us at info@ouk.ac.ke. Open University of Kenya, an innovative university for inclusive prosperity. Mvua kubwa kunyaa, mawimbi na ghadhabu yake ardhini.
Leo hivi kwenye bunge la wenyeji tupo katika sehemu ambayo wakazi ambao wanakaa katika sehemu hii ya mto huu wameathirika vikali na mvua ajabu ambayo inaendelea kunyesha hapa nchini Kenya.
Ilikuwa inakuja na manyumba za watu, maviti, na wengine pia walikuwa ndani ya maji.
Sasa nilianza tu kupiga nduru na ilipata kama kuna wengine walikuwa wamelala.
Imewalazimu wenyeji kuabiri vyombo wasivyotaka.
Over 700 people are homeless.
Kuna watu ambao bado hawajapatikana, ambao wamebebwa na maji.
Kwao ni simulizi tu za pigo hili. Itakuwaje?
Na je, serikali itaingilia kati ili kuweza kutatua masuala haya?
Na mtu anasema ako comfortable, hataki kutoka. And I've had to give a direction that lazima sasa atolewe kwa nguvu.
Kuhama ni ngumu, hakuna sasa penye tunaweza pata place ya kuenda mahali kama penye tunaishi, hakuna venye unaweza pata mahali pengine, tushazoea hapa.
All right, now thank you so much for staying with us here on The Bottom Line. Let's continue with the news tonight. Now, with at least 170 people dead from floods across the country and damage worth millions of shillings witnessed tonight, Kenyans weigh in on possible lasting solutions that the government can employ to alleviate floods' effects in the future. Let's take a look.
Amidst the relentless onslaught of floods ravaging across the nation, urgent call for cohesive action echoes around the country. With communities submerged and livelihoods imperiled, a pressing question arises: how can we as a nation address this escalating crisis?
Mimi nasema serikali itafaa tusaidie namna hii. Drainage, wajenge mitaro yote kabisa, wajenge mitaro kabisa. Kitambo wajenge barabara, wajenge mitaro. Mambo ya kusema tu wanajenga manyumba. Manyumba ni mingi.
If I'm going to urge the government to do one thing, to isolate people so that they can stay in a well-planned area whereby there is a gravity of level of the soil, which is very pure, which drains the water, more especially the uplands where there's no water. Tunataka government itafute mwafaka, itupatie contractors wale wako wazuri wa kutengeneza manyumba na sites sile tunafaa tuishi na sile hatuwezi tukaishi.
Babu serikali wenyewe, kuna machifu, kuna nani, na naona pale haitaki kujengwa, wanakubali watu wajenge pale ili ndio wakuve. Kwa hivyo mimi nikitaka kusaidia kuambia serikali tujenge tuzuie maovu ile yote yanaweza patikana katika Kenya yetu, sababu mambo hii inafanyika, tunarudi tena tunasahau, mwaka ingine itakuwa hivi tu.
Nasema serikali isaidie, waache hiyo mambo ya wako na mishahara kubwa, wapunguze hiyo mishahara yao na wasaidia hawa watu wanaumia kwa mafuriko.
So ndio serikali inafaa kutafuta mkakati ili wanafunzi warudi shule, kwa sababu ukituambia kwamba shule imefungwa wiki moja ati mvua ni kama itakuwa imefungua, ili hali umejua na nini, umepima na nini ya kwamba mvua itakuwa imenini.
Naona serikali ingefanya hivi, mali kumadhirika hapo, ingamisha tu hao watu yaweke mahali pazuri na iweze kuwasaidia na vifaa kama pa kulala, kukula.
So serikali imelala, na ifanye mambo na ichangamke, ni tume rescue team huko, iache kutupandisia hapa ati mambo hakuna kitu inafanya bana. Watu wanaumia na hakuna kitu inafanya. Ni watume rescue team huko wafanya mambo. Hapa ni serikali ikuwe serious. Juu wenyewe mambo ni serious. Si mambo ya kuenda kuandaa mikutano huku na mambo huku inachemka. Ni ifanye mambo na ifanye hima.
Now to the corridors of justice. Former Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria was today arraigned in court where he pleaded not guilty to corruption charges. Now the former governor and 9 others were charged with conspiracy to commit an offense of corruption between October 21st, 2014 and June 19th, 2017, amounting to 351 million shillings, as Onesmus Musonye now files.
Embattled former Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria and 2 others have pleaded not guilty to charges of irregularly awarding contracts for the provision of media buying services amounting to 351 million shillings.
The first of Your Honor, not guilty. I am simply being politically persecuted.
According to the charge sheet, between October 21st and June 19th, 2017, in Murang'a County, the accused person conspired to commit an offense of corruption in respect to an unlawful contract for the provision of media buying services awarded to Top Image Media Consultants Limited by Murang'a County Government.
1st October 2014 and 19 June 2017, in the Murang'a County within the Republic of Kenya, being the directors of Top Image Consultant Limited unlawfully acquired public property to with Kenya shillings 351 million.
Wairia David Njeri and Solomon Kimani appeared before Milimani Anti-Corruption Chief Magistrate Thomas Nzioki. The former governor appeared in court with his political allies and was represented by a battalion of counsels led by Senior Counsel Kalonzo Musyoka. The court ordered him to present his travel documents. Wairia was also ordered not to make any contact with the prosecution witnesses.
In addition to that, all the accused person, you are barred from traveling out of the Republic of Kenya without prior leave of the court. If you must travel, we are not barring you from going anywhere, but you tell us that you are going abroad, then we shall make necessary arrangements. And you also inform us when you are coming back, because we have got a trial to manage. The other condition that all accused persons are also barred from contacting or interfering with the prosecution witnesses.
Onesmus Musonye, Lookuptv.
For the first accused person, Mwangi wa Iria, accused person, you shall be released on a...
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has approved a motion seeking to impeach Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi. Wetangula said the motion by Bumula MP Jack Wamboka meets the threshold required to impeach a cabinet secretary. Now in the motion, Wamboka wants Linturi sent home on 3 grounds: gross violation of the Constitution, gross violation of Article 46 and gross misconduct.
If the select committee report finds that the allegations are substantiated, the House is required to afford the Cabinet Secretary an opportunity to be heard and a vote whether to approve this resolution requiring dismissal of the Cabinet Secretary. Pursuant to Article 152(10) of the Constitution, a resolution requiring the President to dismiss a Cabinet Secretary must be supported by a majority of the members of the National Assembly, which is 175 members. A resolution that achieves the required support must be promptly delivered to the President and is bound and is bound to dismiss the cabinet secretary in question upon receipt. That the clerk is hereby directed to publish the special motion for the dismissal of the cabinet secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Department in the order paper for Thursday, 2nd May 2024, in the manner contemplated under Standing Order 66.3, for consideration by the House during the morning sitting of that day, which has been agreed upon by the House Business Committee. I beg to give notice of the following special motion for removal of Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development on the following grounds. 1. Gross violation of provisions of the Constitution or any other law. 2. That there are serious reasons believing that the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under national law. 3. Gross misconduct. This is in relation to the approval of the procurement and distribution of fake fertilizer by the National Cereals and Produce Board.
Now, Petroleum and Mining PS Mohammed Liban today appeared before the Parliamentary Committee on Special Financial Accounts following the Auditor General's report for the financial year 2021-2022, claiming that the ministry failed to explain the use of 420 million shillings in projects. Now, the committee was seeking to understand why there was a delay of important receipts even after the Auditor General requested for them.
And they gave them 250 million. We want to know whether that amount was sufficient for that activity. But we have not seen the budget. We don't know how much they required during that year and how much was it. That's what was given.
How do you get maybe the return? We are getting the report, but where is the return? That's I think where the question is. But that allocation is not only on one particular field, because there is a lot of several fields in that particular block, which needs the data to be collected and to be analyzed. Those documents, as you have mentioned it, the CEO is with us here, will be able to be availed to editor. And thank you, at least we'll be able, as we move together, we'll be able to polish it. Because our absorption in the previous was about 39, but last year it was 9%. So as you have mentioned it, at least there's some improvement. Always we need, to polish our activities to ensure that service delivery is actually being perfected and Kenya get to know what it is. Thank you so much for the fruitful engagement. On quarterly basis, on what activities they have actually carried out. Maybe what I cannot give you is now how that detail in accounting of returns. Maybe that is, but they give the returns on quarterly basis on the activities which they have carried out. So there's quarter, like now the one we have appended is quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, which are the activities they have carried out. And these activities are tied with their work plan as well.
All right, now more than 74 groups from Imenti South Meru County have benefited from a 5 million shilling capacity fund under the area MP Shadrach Mwiti. Now the groups also received investment training to enhance their business skills. Majid Hussein with this from the counties.
In efforts to raise the living standards of Meru residents, Imenti South MP Shadrach Mwiti presided over the launch of Capacity Fund, with 6 million distributed to at least 74 groups. MP Mwiti has assured residents that his office will ensure that the process is fair and beneficial to residents. In Kajiado County,
women and the youth tumeongoza wapate pesa. Leo wamepatiwa checks za Uwezo Fund, na niko na hakika ati wataendelea na hiyo pesa wakirudisha wanapatiwa ingine.
In Kajiado County, just week after some individuals of Mbirikiani Community Farm, Loitoktok elected the leaders of the community farm. Another group emerged declining the action, saying it is against the law, causing a strong conflict. The governor of Kajiado, Joseph Olelenku, has been forced to intervene in the controversy and encourage the members to be patient while those differences are being addressed.
Kwanza waliponichagua kwamba ni vyema wao kama Wakenya wenzao kila mtu akwe na
projects targeting all constituencies. Each constituency will benefit from one borehole as a way of tackling water shortage in the county. Representing the women rep during the flagging of Masige East Borehole project at Kiobigi Health Facility.
Tulikuwa huko ni ya kuchukulia watu wa Bobasi maendeleo, ikiwepo na kisima ambacho kitasaidia wakazi wa Masige East, but chini ya uongozi wa Mama County Honorable Donya Doris Aburi Toto.
Majid Hussein, Lookuptv.
Let's get sporty tonight. Now, Raiders and Miracle Workers have emerged winners of the Red Bull Half-Court Kisumu edition in the men and women's category held at Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground. Now, the tournament, which attracted 27 men and women, so the winners qualify for the national tournament that will be held on the 1st of June at USIU grounds.
You can see on the crowd, guys are more interested about the 3x3 because it's very fast and interesting. Points has really changed the game altogether. You are seeing when teams are down, they really want to take the 3-point shot from the designated area. In turn, it changes how defense plays. Anytime.
Because it gives a player confidence. It gives a player confidence on how to attack the basket and when to attack the basket. And it's a new rule, so it makes it even more beautiful for the game to grow. And the fact that the 3-point play has been introduced, the players know that this is going to give them more points, so they'll definitely attempt the 3-point more than the 2-point and the 1-point that they're used to.
I think we'll work more on the gas because the half court it's all about running, yeah, and then more.
3 is bringing on a good impact on the players, and people or players are preparing and ready for it. So every guy, the level is very high, the competition is very stiff, and we are also ready.
Now, the national under-17 football team Junior Starlets held their third residential training in preparation for women's under-17 World Cup qualifiers next week. Now, the squad led by head coach Mildred Cheche will play Ethiopia on May 10th in the first leg before facing the second leg at home on the 19th of May.
From the school teams are here. So we have a good team from schools, Talanta Hela, Chapadimba, so we are hoping to build a very strong team that is going to compete against Ethiopia. I think we are prepared because most of our players have been competing at the highest level locally. So hopefully they will rise up to the task ahead. So I am hopeful that we have a great team that is going to play well, even though we did not play in the previous round.
Now, Germans Bayern Munich will be at home tonight at the Allianz as they lock horns with Real Madrid in the semi-finals clash at 10 p.m. Some of the players will be missing in action due to injuries, with Daniel Carvajal missing out following a suspension. Okay, so I'm told it's Kavahal, not whatever went down there. It's being accused of bringing my Luya roots on set tonight. Thank you so much for making time for the bottom line tonight. My name is Brian Amwaya. I'll make sure that next time I do justice to that name. Do have yourselves a lovely night. On behalf of everyone that made it a success, from my director Jeremy Komo all the way to the producer of this particular bulletin, that is Nancy Nelima, and the people behind the scenes making sure that everything looks as good as it looks tonight, I do want to thank you so much for watching. Let's do this again when God says we do. All right, our sign language interpreter tonight has been Angel Lois. Good night, and yeah, see you soon.
We value your feedback and